Hello, what have we here? And welcome to a special episode of the There Are More of Us show, where this episode we are going to celebrate the mothers in our community. Now, I asked these creators about their experiences with Star Wars with their children, as well as what Star Wars has taught them about being a mother. So sit back and relax and enjoy this special episode of the There Are More of Us show. There are more of us.
So, what does Star Wars mean to me, being a mother? So, Star Wars has been a part of my life since I was 8 years old. I started off with the original trilogy and then watched that until finally the prequels came out. I think that one of the biggest lessons that Star Wars has taught me once I became a mom is that, even though we might be able to make mistakes, many mistakes, being intentional or unintentional, being that, you think that you're doing the right thing, but it's for the wrong reasons, that there is always a way to come back from that. You can always come and try to correct the mistakes that you did, learn from those mistakes, and be better. And I can tell you that I have not been a perfect mother, very much far from that. Being because, when I first started, when I first had my first kid, being ignorant or being that I let my emotions take a hold of me, a la Anakin. But I think that with Star Wars being kind of a guide, and then also my kids being teachers for me, I've been able to, realize that many of these things that I was doing were not correct. And I was able to come back from that. I was able to learn. And I think that that has helped me become such, not only a better mother, but a better person overall, which in turn has helped me with my kids and the ways that I'm raising them. Fortunately, they're not, into Star Wars, but they know the basics. They know the core stories, the core messages of, what Star Wars is, because I apply that to them. I make sure that, to teach them that they need to be good people, good-hearted people. They always need to do the right thing, not only for themselves, but for others as well. Always look out for each other. And always know that regardless of any mistakes that they may make, of anything wrong that they might do, they can always come back from that. They don't have to be perfect, but they have to know that if they do something wrong, it's wrong and they have to correct it. And just love themselves always, show love to themselves, show love to everybody else. And I think Star Wars just made me that much of a better mom. And I'm forever going to be grateful to this franchise, to these stories, to these movies. And yeah, I'm so happy to be a mother. I'm so happy to be a Star Wars fan.
One of the best parts about being a mom is getting to share all of the things that you love with your kids, including Star Wars. Actually, The Force Awakens was the first movie that my daughter ever saw in the theaters. She was only 2 years old, so she didn't understand a lot of what was happening, but she did understand how cool of a character Rey was, and she dressed as Rey for preschool for months every single day. And every day we would have a fight of whether she got to bring her stick with her or not for preschool. There was just something in that character that she was drawn to. It wasn't until the lockdown in 2020 that we actually sat through and watched all of the movies in release order. And somehow she had made it through the first grade without having any of it spoiled for her. And there is nothing quite like watching the end of Empire with someone who doesn't know what's going to happen. Just the shock and the outrage on her face at the reveal that Vader was Luke's father. It reminds you how magical Star Wars really is when you're seeing it through someone's eyes who's watching it for the first time. Star Wars has definitely shaped my parenting. My daughter and I have a series on TikTok that we do in cosplay where we imagine what life would have been like for Luke and Leia if Padme had survived and raised them herself. And as much as we do that just for fun, I think that there are some real parenting points in there for me. I am raising a very strong willed child, And I think all kids have that in them. All kids have this innate power in them because of all of the potential that they have. And as parents, the best that we can do is try to lead that power to the light. So definitely my parenting comes from what would it have been like for Padme with kids that powerful and that strong, and how could she raise them in a way that they would turn out right, that they would use that power for good. So happy Mother's Day to all the space moms out there, and to all of the people who are taking on the role of a mother in a child's life. I hope you have the best day.
I'm Kelly Knox. I'm a writer with StarWars.com and the author of Be More Obi-Wan and Star Wars Dad Jokes. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the Star Wars moms out there. I have enjoyed so much having my daughter along on our Star Wars journey together. She and I made some of my first Star Wars crafts together when she was very little. She helped me out as she got older, posing for pictures for StarWars.com, and I think you can still see some of those on the website. We've enjoyed seeing movies together in the theater, going to Galaxy's Edge and Star Wars Celebration, and I know everybody out there who's a parent has similar wonderful memories. I hope you have a great weekend, and again, Happy Mother's Day.
I hope you enjoyed the special episode of the There Are More of Us show, and I hope you show love and appreciation to the mothers in our community and all the maternal figures in your life. Remember, until next time, there are more of us. Happy Mother's Day.